So High Energy Vintage opened up almost 4 years ago in Teal Square, and we moved here about 7 months ago. I've always had a lot of like crazy old vintage stuff, like lots of records and like funky 70s clothing and old video games, and about 5 years ago a friend of mine asked me to set up over at the SoHo Vintage Market in the South End, and I started selling there, and it was just about immediately successful, so I opened up a store. If I were to walk into my own store? Wow. I don't know, I'd probably look through the 12-inch singles, the records over there, and probably pull out some funky 12-inch singles and buy a couple of those, which I do from time to time. So every month we do a movie night called Disaster Piece Theater, where we show a movie on VHS that's really, really, really bad. Not even like B movie bad, like Z movie bad. The last movie that we screened was a movie called Flyin' Ryan. It's a movie about this kid who moves to a new town, and of course nobody likes him because he's a dork. And then his grandmother finds him a pair of magical like wheel Heeley shoes that make him fly. It's a bad movie. You guys could make a better movie. I mean, hands down, easily. It was really bad.
He's worried.
I do a lot of bulk buying, like estate sales and stuff like that, and that's how I get a lot of the large collections of things. It's, you know, mostly vintage clothing and footwear is what we have the most of in the store. I did all sorts of stuff before I opened up the store. I lived and taught in South Korea for a little while, and then I worked a really horrible job as an international emergency assistance coordinator. So that definitely inspired me to not do that anymore and open up a store. There's always challenges, I mean, to running a business. I've learned a lot about commercial leases and about, you know, being careful who you rent from in the past. You know, now I have a great situation here now. I definitely think that like my store, like most vintage stores, are sort of like an extension of my personality. I think one of the things that makes it really different is that High Energy's got like kind of a focus on like 80s and 90s vintage, like really bright, like wild stuff. And of course like the old video games, like the Atari and the Nintendo games. That's something that you might not find at a lot of vintage stores.